Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WPA Players Championship. This is round one of our Consolation event. Stage 2, all matches are single elimination. Billy Thorpe and Gerson Martinez both lost their first match in Stage 2. The first 32 players eliminated from Stage 2 are invited to a Consolation event. That is what we are being treated to at the moment. This is a race to 5, alternating break, 9 ball. The 1 on the spot, the 9 in the middle. The other 7 balls do not matter. Same as every other match, we have a 3-point rule in effect for the break, as well as a 3-foul rule in effect for each rack. The last match finished just in time, gave us an opportunity to bring this one to you. As we said, Gerson Martinez versus Billy Thorpe. Alternate break, race to 5. The loser of this match is out of the entire event. The winner will move on to round 2 and the final 16 of this Consolation event. And we'll play again tomorrow, I believe. I do believe, win or lose, both players are done for the day. One of them will be done for the remainder of the events. Billy comes up dry on the break, so we'll get our first look at Gerson Martinez here.
I think this might have been the player who lost to Chris Mellon. Good safety shot there.
Billy going for the shirt cue right out the gate here. Looks like he'll be jumping the edge of the 7 ball. I believe he just wants to take the 1 ball back up table. Leave the cue ball down near the 2 if it's possible.
Cue ball will be. Oh, he's judged
Wow.
that well, hasn't he? Look at the cue ball control there. Was never sure where the 1 ball were going, obviously, but his main aim was to keep cue ball down at the bottom.
Kept a lovely cue ball there. I think Gerson can see this ball. Getting back down for position on the 2. That's a fairly tall order.
Sometimes you see the players jack up and try and fire this ball in and draw all the way back down. Looks phenomenal shot when it comes off, but when it doesn't, it can make you look a little bit silly. Fairly good effort. Didn't really get into the cue ball, but the pot was close.
Billy with his first attempt to be aggressive here in the match. Handles the 1 ball nicely, draws the cue ball between the 4 and 5, gives himself a nice angle to pocket this 2 in your lower right and bring the cue ball up table to play the 3 in one of the upper pockets. Hit this a little firm. That may have been by design, though. Got a steep angle, but I believe he is certainly favored to make this ball.
Billy lost to Sean Wilkie in the first round. Would that be a shock or not? You tell me, Ben.
A little bit. I wouldn't say a shock.
No?
No, not a... These are all world-class players. Obviously, some with more impressive resumes than others. But Sean Wilkie can certainly hold his own if you give him any breathing room. I wouldn't call it a massive upset. It's probably not what the bookmakers would have predicted. But that's one of the beautiful things about this game. It's not extremely predictable. And it's an extremely mental game, too.
Yes, you've got to be mental to play it. That's correct. It's just a little joke, that. So Billy will take the first rack in this consolation event. This consolation event, really, it's not anything kind of major to shout about, but it's just giving the players a little bit more table time, chance to pick up a few extra dollars, and more so I think players should use this as match practice for the up-and-coming US Open 9-ball championships.
And most of these players, I believe, are involved in that event as well. Our next match on this feature table will be back to stage 2, winner's side action. That's going to be Carlo Beato versus Skylar Woodward.
Fantastic matchup there.
Tough call.
Very tough. If bookmakers probably make Beato slight favourite, but Skylar playing some good pool of late. So he's got a powerful break. There's Martinez.
Wing ball fires in. Another one trickles on the side. It is a legal break. Fairly decent starting shot on the 1 ball. We'll see how he elects to go for position here. I think he can just kind of kill it, kill the cue ball. Drift towards center a little bit. He does need to be wary of that 7. He also may opt to go to the side rail, but I don't think so. He did go over to that side rail. I didn't think he would want to bring the side pocket or that 4 ball into the question. He's handled it fairly well. So Martinez slightly hampered with this cueing on the 4 ball here. Luckily the 2 is in very close proximity to its destination. Handles it well. This is our first look at either player on our feature table here this week. This is day 2 of stage 2. The 4 days leading up to this, we had qualifier matches that allowed 16 players an attempt and chance to qualify for this stage 2. However, both players on screen right now managed to lose their first round and get knocked out of stage 2. We do have a consolation event for them. Gerson showing, noticed on the last 2 shots, what I like to call body English. Upon striking the ball, he makes a quirky movement with his body, almost as if he's attempting to influence what's happening on the table. You can see right there, he kind of pulled back and stood sideways. Something we don't see too often, very unique, but it seems to be effective for Mr. Martinez. See that little jerk at the end there. Interesting. Like I said, we haven't had a chance to see him yet, so this is kind of new to us. He handles his business nicely, ties the scoreline up at 1 apiece against Billy Thorpe. We are racing to 5. Alternate break. 9-ball does count on the break in all 6 pockets as well. We'll get to see Billy breaking off here in rack number 3. Billy, another power breaker, known for laying into the rack when he wants to.
Yeah, you would expect also very good racker of the balls. I know I keep going on about racking the balls, but when using this diamond triangle, very important you understand how to rack the balls, and this looks like a dry one. And it is. 1 ball, do believe it passes the 3. 2 ball is going to be the issue though.
See Gerson Martinez here taking his time, trying to figure out his plan of attack. He plays the 1 into the lower right. It's tougher.
Decided to try and get him behind this blue 2 and 8. He's not managed it.
Almost looked by the way he was cueing as though he was going to try to pot the 1 in the side and take the cue ball over there, but I think the angle was too drastic for that.
Billy does have a chance here. Cut this 1 ball in, 2 rails. Overdone it though.
See how Gerson handles it here.
So he manages to pot it, and like Billy, might have a possible bank shot on here.
Each rack extremely important. Like we said, folks, this is a race to 5, and it's alternating break. So it's very important to hold your serve.
Good shot.
He parked the cue ball nicely, and it looks as though he's left himself the perfect angle to pocket this 3 and just land naturally for the 4. Although he's pointing around the table, maybe he's plotting what he'll do with the 4.
don't know much about Martinez.
What I've noticed so far in the rack that he won, got to see him obviously pocket some balls. He's got some movement. He's got quite a bit of movement on some of his shots. Body movement, you kind of saw a little bit of it right there.
To be fair, I think it was Jason Shaw that knocked him out. I did go over and watch a little bit of that game. And now you mentioned the body movement, I think it was never a good thing to do. If you can avoid moving on every shot, you will become a better player. Let's have a look. Yeah, he sort of raises up a bit, don't you, after he's hit it. Yeah. We get many colourful characters playing this game of 9-ball from around the world. I remember a player from when I sort of first come to America, a player that moved. His nickname was called the Jumping Bean.
Who is that?
Who am I talking about? There's a little trivia quiz for you there, Ben. Let's see if you can. I'll give you till the end of the match.
You could give me till the end of the week, and I'd have to Google it or ask somebody.
Oh, you're not a real fan then, eh?
I don't know if I'm a fan. I don't know who the Jumping Bean is.
If anyone wants to message me on Instagram, it's Carl Boys with a K, spelled B-O-Y-E-S. If you get that player correct, the nickname Jumping Bean, who am I talking about? Ben will buy you a beer or something.
Tell you what, if you answer that correctly into Carl's inbox, and Carl can verify it, I will be glad to buy you your next alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage.
That's very kind of you, Ben.
Depending on your age and your preference. If you're 17 years old and you happen to get that right, wow. I apologize, but I will not be buying you a beer.
Look how he cued that 9-ball. Talk about body movement. That is phenomenal. Willed that 9 and didn't he?
Meanwhile, he's got a 2-1 lead over Moscone Cup player Billy Thorpe, and he'll be breaking in rack number 4. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our host location, Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas, as well as some of our sponsors, Andy Cloth and How Tips. We've got the Andy 988 green cloth on these beautiful 9-foot tables provided by Diamond Billiard Products. This event is also sponsored by the Rio Hotel and Casino. We've got some events coming up there later in the year. We'll continue to talk about those as well. Predator is the official cue. Master is the official chalk this event. We are using the new Cyclop Hyperion pool balls. And of course, this event is being produced by CSI and brought to you by the WPA, the World Pool Billiard Association. So Gerson Martinez appears to be another one of those players who understands the importance of the rack. He didn't just throw him up there and take what he got. Making sure to leave all balls as tight as possible.
Does control the cue ball fairly well. Balls split okay, but at first glance they come out a little bit sluggish, but the end product is it's a useful split, this, and it's a good chance.
Carl, I think I may have an answer to your trivia question already.
Somebody's obviously just told you.
Yes, no, it's not.
Oh, it's an answer, sorry.
Yes, somebody decided to message my inbox directly.
I thought you'd been sneaking Google over there.
No. And I don't know if this is correct or not, so you're going to have to verify.
Who's put the answer in first?
Let's find out if the answer is right first before I put this person out there, because if it's wrong, I don't want him to look bad.
It's fine, it's just an answer.
Jeff Gray, local Jeff Gray.
Jeff Gray.
He says the jumping bean is Morrow.
John Morrow?
No. I'm assuming Morrow Paez.
Ismael Paez?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Jeff Gray, your next one's on me, sir.
Well done.
Very well done.
We'll try and get some more trivia questions out there.
Moro, a.k.a. Ishmael Paez. I would have never guessed.
Do you know the name now, though?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know
Oh, yeah.
Ishmael
I know
Paez.
exactly who he is. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I didn't know that was his.
Lost in the final of the World Nine-Ball Championships.
You did?
No, Ismail Paez.
Oh, okay.
Who beat Ismail Paez in the final of the World Nine-Ball Championships? That is our second trivia question here on day 3.
What year?
No, who?
What year did he win? Do you know?
No, Ismail lost in the final of the World Nine-Ball Championships. Who beat him?
I don't know.
I know, but we're asking the viewers. You don't know nothing.
I don't know
now,
anything. They're going to Google it, and they're going to get back to me real quick, though. That one's a little easier, I think, although I don't know the answer. But
I'm struggling with the answer, I won't lie. I want to...
That's what I was asking, if you knew what year it was.
No, I'm going to write down who I think it is for just me and
Oh,
Ben.
Gerson.
Sorry about we've lost the plot with this match a little bit, but...
That one got away from him just a little.
The gaffer has just walked in, Emily Fraser. I thought she'd have bit the Mandalay Bay, but never mind.
Always nice to see Emily. She's always smiling.
It is Las Vegas. If you don't smile here, you'll smile nowhere. Earl Strickland beat Ismail Paez. I wouldn't have guessed that one. Wow.
Same person who had the answer to the first trivia question comes through with answer number 2.
So you owe him 2 beers.
However, I did not agree to a second beverage. But I'll tell you what, it happens to be a good buddy of mine, so if he wants a second beer on me, he's got it.
Billy's tried to kick and probably make the 4-ball. Super difficult shot.
Billy not getting much love here early on in this set. Both players struggling a little bit. Interesting, you can't tell. I believe the 5 passes, and based on the way he played it, it appears as though it does. At first glance, it looks as though the 9 might be hindering a portion of that pocket. You see him taking a good look at it, studying the situation.
Let's have a look at the body movement. Look at that. I don't understand that. It's after he's hit.
Yeah.
He hits the cue ball and then sort of throws his right arm up in the air. We might have a new jumping bean on our hands here. We'll have to give him a nickname. Any nicknames for Martinez, please send them in. And he does have a shot on this 8-ball. That's worked out pretty good.
Played off the top of that 9 there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but he turned out to be in a good spot. Look at the movement.
I know, but it's effective. It's working. It helps because I think he moves after he strikes the cue ball.
You know, we often call that here in the U.S. Maybe you guys call it that overseas as well.
Yeah.
Body English.
Nope, we don't. But I can see why you use that. Let's have another look here. Look at that.
He's
It's
putting a little
awesome.
extra English on it with his body.
Yeah, I get it. It's awesome, though. I kind of like watching him. He might be my new favourite player, Martinez.
Well, I'll tell you who he's not a favorite of right now. Billy Thorpe is not looking at Martinez as his favorite player at the moment. Billy Thorpe trailing 3-1. This is a race to 5. Unlike stage 2, this is a true race to 5. It's not win by 2. So first one to cross that number 5 barrier moves on to the second round of this consolation event. So Billy's going to be busting open rack number 5 here. Keep an eye on that 7 ball. Wing ball went high and then gets kicked into the same pocket. Something else went in the side. 2 balls crossed the head string. We've got a legal break. Billy's got an opportunity here.
Difficult pot and very difficult to get on the 3 ball just because cue ball will be moving here. It's very thin. So much so, he might be playing a bank shot, you know. He is. Very good banker of the ball, though. One of, if not the best.
Billy Banks. I believe he won Derby a couple years back, bank pool tournament. Oh, that one thought about it. 3 ball, as we say, wiped its feet on the way in. So Billy looking good here to take down rack 5. This is exactly what he needed to do. Trailing 4-1 in an alternate break deficit, or excuse me, an alternate break format. Trailing 4-1 is a tough deficit to overcome. Billy looking good here. Three to 2 in favor of Martinez. Gerson Martinez will be breaking in rack number 6. Folks, we're coming to you live from Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas. Big thank you to Predator Cues, Master Chalk, the Rio Hotel and Casino, How Tips, Cyclop Pool Balls, CSI, the WPA, Andy Cloth, and of course Diamond Billiard Products. This is round 1 of our consolation event. Coming up in 27 minutes on this feature table, we will be back to the stage 2 main event action. We'll be bringing you a barn burner, Carlo Beato versus Skylar Woodward, Mosconi Cup MVP.
Look at this for a break bet. I mean, how do you like them?
I don't like it. I love it, sir.
Oh, I mean, this.
I'd take it every time.
Yeah, look at the split. Unbelievable. I mean, imagine if the 6 ball and the 7 ball, you swapped them round. You just literally go stop, 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 stop. Unbelievable. What a split off the break he's had there to get on the hill. I'm sure Billy Thorpe's having a little chuckle to himself. These are really they're kind of unmissable, these. I'm sure even Ben, you would knock these in.
Thanks, Carl.
Next matchup in stage 2 starts at 4 o'clock.
Got about 25 minutes or so from now.
Skylar Woodward will play Carlo Beato. And I think I will be joined in the booth with our Kiwi commentator, Mr. Jason Kane.
You guys have been having some fun in this booth, haven't you?
Oh, yes. So if we're being ultra critical, you could say he's landed on the wrong side of this ball, but I'm just trying to find a way for Bill to get back to the table, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Not in this rack, I don't believe. little funny here. He can play the 7 in either pocket. I imagine he'll be playing the 7 and the 9 into the same side. He's not extremely thrilled with it. I think from that angle, he's looking at playing this in the lower with some top, which I like if he can avoid the scratch. Yeah, he was a little bit straighter than what I thought.
We were just, we were trying to will a mistake there, weren't we? It was never going to come. And it's 4-2. So it's been a good performance from Martinez. A little bit of unknown to probably most of the room and ourselves, but he's putting up a good match here, so fair play.
So Billy's going to need to win 3 in a row. Gerson Martinez guaranteed at least one more attempt at the table. Should Billy break and run here, this being an alternate break format, Gerson will have the break in rack 8. However, this is rack 7. And I can't help but notice on every one of Billy's breaks, the wing ball has come high. He has been extremely unsuccessful on his break, which is not like him.
No, it's a good call. And it's definitely not easy when you're not making balls on the break. But at least he's not got a shot on this one ball, so.
Yeah, tough opener here. I believe he's trying to find a proper spot to push out to. He may elect to be a little more aggressive and kick at this ball. I don't see much reward in that. I think the push out is the right shot from here. And so does he. So Billy now, not a whole lot on offer. You can see the ball. Combination is more or less a sellout. He'll be playing safe of some sort. He saw what he attempted there. Didn't quite get where he wanted.
Do believe he's left the potting angle on as well, so Martinez will take this on. Cue ball running into 9 ball, so not an obvious positional shot, but it's 4-2 up. You're gonna have a go at this one. Let's see the famous body movement after shot. Moves a lot, but he gets him in the hole.
It sure does. It's like a post-shot movement. He's not doing it during the shot. It's afterward.
This is the type of shot where you feel like you do have to stay very still. Long pot on the 2. These always feel nice when you top spin these in and come off the top rail back down.
He's not cutting us in the side, is he? No. Funny angle. Only I'd do something that foolish.
Second best prize though leaves Billy hooked. Billy has a little chuckle to himself thinking, what is going on here?
Yeah, this match is not going the way Billy had drew it up in his mind, I don't believe.
This is very makeable, don't get me wrong, but you'd much prefer to be.
Wow.
Yeah, very close, wasn't it?
Extremely close. So let's see if Martinez attacks the bank here. He could play an aggressive two-way. He could attempt a bank shot and leave the cue ball up table kind of by the 6 and the 3 if he was to pocket the 2 into the left. He would be rewarded with position. If he was to miss it, he would have some coverage. And he did just that fairly nicely.
Yeah, he's created a chance here for the match. It was a good bank shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's a little close to his work here, but
Yeah, this angle looks like just plop it in the middle, but I can assure you that's always a lot tighter than you think. So much so he's going down table, always plays like a bigger pocket. Is it wide though? It's not wide. It's
right.
in.
Just right.
And you have to say, you got a good chance here, hasn't you? I know it's a short race, folks, race to 5. You definitely need a little bit of help in a race to 5, but I'm sure we all thought Billy Thorpe was going to win this match. Let's try and find where this rack could go wrong. You would think 8 to 9 ball. No, I'm not saying it's difficult to get on the 9, but if he doesn't get right behind it, you never know. I'm just pulling for the Billy Thorpe fans out there.
It is not looking good for the American at the moment.
You laughing at Martini's stroke there, pal? You know, a little giggle,
I
weren't
got a
you?
little chuckle from that. It's unique. I'm not laughing at it. I suppose I'm laughing with it. I don't know. It works for him. It's just not something I've seen too often.
I think if he can top this 8 ball with top right and spin, I would love to play it that way.
Come above the side.
Yeah, but he's playing it the other way, but he's judged it all right, to be fair. Spin, there you can see off the rail. And he's not showed us any kind of signs that he's going to miss this 9 ball, is he? So you would think.
Billy's smiling over there. I think he's pretty much resigned to the fact that his tournament life is over. So Gerson Martinez takes down Billy Thorpe. The underdog takes out the giant by a scoreline of 5-2. We'll be back in 15 minutes with Carlo Beato and Skylar Woodward. I'm Ben Sutherland. Carl, boys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you soon.